Hi and welcome, I am Helle, and in this video I'm going to share with you my top 10 most anticipated small quick games for Essen Spiel 2025. And I've been going through the list with more than 1200 games, and I've picked out 10 games that are interesting, that I'm anticipated about. And I have already made one video with my top 10 anticipated board games together with Martin and David. But this one has a focus on the smaller, quicker games. So let's start the list and see which 10 games that I have selected for my list. And the first one I have is Alpaca Travel. And this is a little card game where you have deck building in it. And you have cute animals, cute alpacas. There's not that much information about the game, but it does say that you have to create your own alpaca farm and you're going to use deck building. So I'm intrigued to see deck building in such a small game where it only plays in around 20 minutes. And you do have a cute little alpaca too. So you have a deck, you have to make your own farm. There's not much information about the game yet, but a deck building little small game that plays in around 20 minutes. I'm intrigued. I want to have a closer look at this game. So that is my game number 10. And on number 9, I do have Last Minute. And this is a little cooperative game where we're going to try and defuse some bombs. And there are some special things that are required for us in order to defuse the bombs. There are wires on here. We need to play the wires in the same colors to manage to do so. And then there might be some different requirements for which type of cards you can play. And this is a quick game where you will have a timer. And I think you had about 2 minutes to solve the different puzzles. And you would have to work together if you are more players to solve it. So this is a really quick little game. So where you do have some real-time pressure on it. So you have to like that kind of game to play this one, I think. Yeah, and this game plays with 1 to 5 players. So they also have a solitary mode, and you have different ways and different complexity you can play the game with. So that is my number 9, Last Minute. And then for number 8, I have Lost in the Woods. And this is a game for up to 2 to 8 players, and it's a cooperative game too, where you have some limitations in how you can, what you can say. And in this game, you're going to have a map. You're going to have a map with all places, and then you're going to have one active player that is going to get a little token with a part of the map, and that is where they are located. All other players, they have to find that player, and you have a limitation in how you can communicate, and you have some restrictions in how you can communicate. They have to describe from the token they have where they are, and we have to find it on the huge map where they are located. They are not allowed to look at the map while they do this. So this seems like a fun party game where you can play with up to 8 players. So that is my number 8 on the list. And then for my game number 7, I have Burgle Bros Blackjack. And this is also a cooperative game, and there's not that much information about it, but it's described that you have a cooperative game with a twist, and we are in a casino. We need to work together, a deck construction game, and also a push your luck game. So I'm intrigued to see what this one will bring. And it seems like you have some kind of normal cards with different images on them in the game. So where it's a cooperative game with deck construction, and you can upgrade your cards, I think. So not much information, but I'm intrigued and would like to see more about it. And for my game number 6, I have Petit Couette. And this is a game where you can play it competitively or you can play it cooperatively. And it's a game where you're going to have cards. You're going to lay 5 cards out and then a question mark. And then each player, they're going to deduce what they think that should be in the last spot. And it's up to each player to decide when you look at the different symbols you have, what do you think should come in the last one? Here you had the 2 blue hats and a dog and a cat. You had a dog and a dog with a yellow hat. And here you have a cat with a red hat, so maybe you should have something with a red hat here too. But should it be the dog? Should it be the cat? No, the duck? One of those. And each player, they're going to play what they think it should be, and then you will reveal it at the same time. And if you guess the same, then you're going to get points for it. So you kind of want to guess the same, and you have to think about maybe what you think the other players they are going to choose in this case. And I think if you play the cooperative, then one player would choose it, and then other players they have to think what they think that player has chosen. I think that was what was in the cooperative. But yeah, it's interesting, and I think it's interesting to see if you're going to think the same. You can have some talk about why did you choose what you did. So I think, yeah, that looks interesting, and a game where you're going to have a lot of interactions, and then you can play it in two ways, either cooperatively or competitively. And on spot number 5, I have Formidable Farm. And this is a little card game where we need to fulfill some request for the city in the town. And there's really not much information, but this is a Friedemann Friese game. I know he has 3 games out, and this is one of them. And I've selected this one for my list. And this looks cute with the cards, and also with these tokens, the pigs, the little sheeps, and the crops. And yeah, I look forward to see what this one is going to bring. And I do like Friedemann Friese as a board game designer. So this is one I want to have a look at and see what he has done with this game. And we will have a look at the other games he has too. But this one I did put on my list. So that is Formidable Farm. And on spot number 4, I have Alphabet Code. And this is a little deduction game where each player, they're going to have a grid, and you're going to have a shield, I think, so people can't see what you choose, but you're going to choose a 5-letter code. You have the letters from A to J, and then players, they're going to take turn and ask if you have a certain thing in a zone or different things, and so you're going to deduce each other's code. So this is, they say it has something to do like with deduction games like Mastermind and Cryptid, and I have both games, and Mastermind I have played a lot as a kid and enjoyed that one, so I'm intrigued to see this one. So this is a deduction and an abstract strategy game. So yeah, that is my game number 4, Alphabet Code. And on spot number 3, I have Farmhand, and this is a card game. This is a trick-taking game where you're also going to bet on how many tricks you think you can take in the game. So you're going to bet how many tricks you think you can get, and in this game you have a front side of the cards. You have 1 red, 2 orange, and so on down to 6 blue cards. And on the back side of the cards you can see what type of cards you have and what numbers you have of that color. And you can see for your opponent which colors card they have. So if you have 1 orange to your hand, you know that the other player with an orange would have the other card. And so that is some information you have when you have to deduce how many tricks you think you can take in the round. So this seems like a fun little trick-taking game, and it did remind me of a game that I have played a lot as a kid when we played with normal cards, where we played also where we had a trump, and then we had to, in each round, we have to guess how many tricks we thought we could get, and then we would earn points if we fulfilled our contract and for the sticks we took. So it kind of reminds me a bit of that, and I have enjoyed playing that game a lot as a kid too. Oh, I've also as an adult. So that is my game number 3. And then on spot number 2, we have A Way Back Home. And this is a bag building game, and also a game where each player, they have a board, and we're going to explore. We're going to place crystals that we're going to draw from our bag, and we need to get the correct colors, and we can build our bag. We're going to place new gems into our bag. So on our turn, we can either draw 3 gems from our bag, and we have to place at least 1, or we can grab gems from a general supply. And if you look close on this board, there are some minus points. So if you start a row but you do not finish it, then you can't get minus points. So you need to try and go all the way on these roads. So you want to have some of the same colors of the different gems you draw from your bag. And you know what you can build your bag with, but you are never allowed to look inside your bag. So yeah, this seems like an interesting little game where each player you're going to build. And I think there were more boards, and they could add some different rules also to the game depending on the boards you have. But yeah, that is a little quick push your luck, draw from your bag game. That is my number 2, A Way Back Home. And on my spot number 1, I have Big Sur. This is a card game where you are going to have multi-use of the cards. You're going to use your cards to pay with when you want to build cards. So you have to decide if you want to discard a card to get the resource you have on the top right corner. And on the bottom here, you have what it cost. On the left bottom corner, you have the price for the cards that you're going to build, and you want to connect cards with the same symbol so you can get some of these achievements. If you have 3 with the same symbol, then you can gain achievement cards. And also on the cards, some of them, they will have a persistent effect you're going to gain. If you build these, you will always have this resource that is on the card. So it's kind of like also a little bit of engine building. So you're going to have more and more resources so you can build more and more cards. And they look awesome, these cards with the landscape of, yeah. So that is my number 1 game, Big Sur. And now there's only 2 weeks until Essen Spiel. A little bit over 2 weeks to Essen Spiel. And I so much look forward to going yet again this year. So this was my 10 smaller games that I want to have a closer look at, and some I'm intrigued about investigating even more. And maybe you also have some games that you are interested in that are small games, then you are welcome to share them in the comments. And David, I did have some games on this list in common with you. They were just not on my big list in the comments. And if you haven't watched our top 10 board games that I made with David and Martin, I will recommend you to go and watch that one too. We have a lot of different games on that list. And then there's just a little bit over 2 weeks until Essen Spiel. And by the way, if you're going and you haven't bought your ticket, remember to go and buy your ticket. They are nearly sold out for Friday and Saturday. It would be sad if you wanted to go and you couldn't get a ticket because you didn't buy it in time. And remember, you can only buy tickets online. You can't buy them at the door. But that is it. I'm super excited to be going to Essen Spiel again. I will make vlogs and we will make videos from the Spiel. And then I will be going in a little bit over 2 weeks. See you maybe at Essen. Bye.